how's it going? I just got 2 job offers, but I'm having trouble choosing which one to take. One of them is more technical and the other one's more managerial.
Yeah, I think you're better off doing managerial. Because I think you can't really handle the technical side because
What's that supposed to be?
Whoa there, chill. You're making some seriously dangerous assumptions about my friend. That way of thinking really devalues a woman's role in engineering.
But engineering's all about the nuts and bolts. I don't think she can handle that because
It's more than just nuts and bolts. In order to debunk this, let me first explain where this myth that women can't succeed in the technical roles come from. Let's start at the beginning, in an engineering classroom setting.
Breaking the numbers down by gender alone and looking across all engineering disciplines, we see that only 22.5% of bachelor's degrees in engineering are awarded to women. And this has been slowly but steadily increasing since 2010. After looking at bachelor's degrees in gender, a 2019 SWE research update shows that over 32% of women switch out of STEM degree programs in college. Only 30% of women who are awarded bachelor's degrees in engineering remain in the engineering workforce 20 years later. And 30% of women have left the engineering profession due to organizational climate.
yeah, exactly. There are more men than women in school, so there's bound to be more male engineers. And it's the same in the industry, like males, they take more of the technical stuff, and then women, they can take care of more of the social stuff, that.
Hold your horses, bud. First of all, there's nothing wrong with the social stuff. And the managerial roles, well, those roles are important in engineering. Second, we need to discuss the separation between the technical and the social side of engineering.
Based on Layden's and Lucena, unconscious biases are commonplace in STEM workplaces. For instance, a common cultural norm is to assume that men are better at math and technical skills than women. This is so normal that men and women unconsciously internalize it, making the workplace more homogeneous and unwelcoming. This dualism exists even though engineering problem solving is never exclusively technical. This ideology of a technical-social dualism separates the technical and social by claiming that the two are distinct and separate domains that exist in a hierarchy, where the social is far less valued and even deemed irrelevant. University engineering education perpetuates this ideology because it is based in calculations and analytical problem solving, leaving engineers surprised when their work actually requires social expertise. According to Wendy Faulkner, the people aspects of engineering are far more difficult to resolve than the nuts and bolts.
Now let's take a look at what happens when women leave school and enter the engineering workforce.
Thanks, S.M.A.G. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, in 2020, women comprised of 16.5% of the engineering workforce. That's only a 0.8% rise from 2019.
But what can I expect if I want to take the managerial role over the technical role?
I'll tell you.
In 2018, researchers surveyed 274 engineers and sorted them into 3 career types: managerial, technical, and hybrid. They investigated 5 topics: intent to leave engineering, identification with engineering colleagues, intergroup respect, meaningful work, and work satisfaction. From their survey pool, more women reported working in managerial or hybrid roles than men. Women in all 3 career types reported higher intent to leave engineering compared to their male colleagues. In the remaining 4 categories, women in technical and hybrid roles scored higher than women in managerial roles. It is interesting to note that men in managerial roles had the highest scores in the last 3 categories. This research calls into question the popular idea that putting women in managerial roles will address the gender gap in engineering.
Why does this even matter? We're all getting paid at the end of the day. I mean, you can't go wrong with money.
A study from 2015 by Aaron Chech found the average pay gap is $13,000 between men and women in engineering roles, where men earn an average of $82,000 and women earn an average of $69,000. She concluded, women engineers are not underpaid for engaging in social activities such as management, even when such activities make up their primary work task, but they are under-rewarded for their contributions to technical activities.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sure it doesn't even matter because we're in it for the long run, right? Like, women don't leave the workforce.
But it's not always as seen on TV. A 2017 study interviewed over 1,000 women to learn why they left engineering. These are their stories.
I left due to poor compensation and a difficult and inflexible working environment that made the work-family balance difficult.
I left because of unmet achievement needs and was dissatisfied with ineffective utilization of my math and science skills.
I left due to a lack of recognition at work and inadequate opportunities for advancement.
It's unfortunate that the myth that women can't be engineers or do the technical roles as well as men may deter women to study and become engineers. But there's a light at the end of this sad statistical tunnel.
I'm a motherfucking woman, baby!
First, there's the community-based approach, where we can focus on technological labor market and visibility of women in the sector, as well as gender gap in the engineering from an academic research point of view. Next, there's corporation-based approach, where cultural and institutional change, such as addressing unconscious bias, especially when hiring, and in the workplace to value women, can also make organizations and the public aware of the financial benefits attached to hiring and promoting women in the workplace. And this can move away from unconscious bias. And then we have our common shared goals, visibility of women in tech, encouraging young girls to get into STEM, and promoting equality between men and women and access to research abilities in STEM. And finally, we can call on men and people in places of power to be allies.
Dang, I didn't even know about this. I apologize for my behavior today.
I'll take everything I learned today into consideration in my engineering career. Thanks, Mag.